This is pretty damn near perfect. Honestly, I loved this list. Guys, I am so impressed with this answer. It's been said a lot recently that AI is ready to take our jobs. And certainly, it is already able to create amazing artwork, build websites, and even code software with panache.
You was right, doctor. That name do have pan ass.
And while it's already pretty damn good, it's still far from perfect. And even more importantly to me, surely AI isn't ready to steal my job as a dating coach. Can ChatGPT give reliable advice about dating, flirting, building rapport, connecting with, and being attractive to women? To answer this question, I've set out to ask ChatGPT a series of questions that reflect the kinds of questions you guys regularly ask me on a daily basis. I'm then going to give each reply that ChatGPT gives a score out of 10. And based on that, we're going to find an aggregate to find out how well can ChatGPT really perform doing my job, giving high quality dating advice. So the first question I asked it was, what are some good first lines to say to a cute girl I see in a bar? And some of the things it suggested were, hi there, I couldn't help but notice your smile from across the room. Mind if I join? Hey, I'm Damien. This place can get pretty crowded, but you definitely stood out. What's your name? Thirdly, it said, it's my first time here and I'm not quite sure what to order. Any recommendations from the best drink here? So this list really isn't too bad at all. Yes, there are some items on here that I didn't love that I wouldn't give to guys, and you'd have to be a little bit judicious with which ones you picked, but a rookie really could come in here and pick a couple of these and have some very real success. But what about a more nuanced question about the typical kind of ways that women test guys in a bar or club? If a woman I'm flirting with asks me if I regularly pick up girls in bars, how should I answer her question if I go out regularly to meet women but don't want to look sleazy? ChatGPT said, be honest, you could acknowledge that you do go to bars occasionally to meet new people, including women. However, make it clear that you're looking for a meaningful connection and not just trying to pick up anyone. Number 2, express your intentions. Emphasize that you're interested in getting to know people, making friends, and potentially finding someone special. You can say something like, I do come to bars to meet new people, but my main goal is to make genuine connections and get to know interesting individuals. Number 3, avoid using the term pickup. It's important to refrain from using language that may be associated with objectifying or being overly aggressive. Instead, focus on the idea of getting to know people and building connections. Honestly, I loved this list. It really is a school of attraction way to deal with women with respect, to not be lying or manipulating or playing games with them, to be honest and upfront about who you are. And really, it handled this well. It identified that you needed to be careful about using terms like pickup, things that would trigger them, but while not lying and saying, yes, I'm going up, but here's what I'm focused on. It really did that well, and I don't know that I could have given a much better answer myself. Next, I decided to ask about a very awkward situation that I know I found myself in a lot as a younger man. I know a lot of my clients struggle with as well. How do I know when is the right time to kiss a girl on a date? Knowing when to kiss someone on a date can be tricky because it depends on the individual and the chemistry between you two. Number 1, pay attention to the body language and verbal cues. If you both seem genuinely interested in each other and are flirting or exchanging compliments, that's a positive sign. Number 2, confident connection. If you've had a good connection, shared some laughs, and feel a sense of connection, it's a good indication the mood is right. Number 3, positive feedback. Look for signs of reciprocity in her body language and actions. Is she getting closer, making prolonged eye contact, or touching her hair? These can be indicators of interest. These answers really aren't too bad, but they are a little bit vague. So I decided to drill in a little bit further to at least one of these to see how well ChatGPT could go at giving me details about what I'm looking for. What are some examples of body language and verbal cues I could look out for in part 1 above? So it gives me really great body language cues. Here we go. Eye contact, prolonged eye contact or frequent glances in your direction can be a strong sign of interest. Smiling laughter, frequent smiling laughter, and relaxed demeanor. Proximity, that is, if she moves closer, touching her hair or face, mirroring your body language, open body language, playful teasing, fidgeting. Leaning in, if she leans towards you, it's a positive sign. Verbal cues, compliments, if she gives you a compliment or expresses admiration. Personal sharing, so if she shares personal traits about herself, experiences, or emotions. If she laughs at your jokes, that's a huge one. Genuine laughter in response to your jokes shows she's enjoying your company. If she makes future plans with you, if she gives you positive feedback. Flirty language, asking personal questions. And this is pretty damn near perfect. Okay, there is research out there, very strong research, that shows that women across cultures who are interested in guys will tilt their heads to the side while they're listening to him. That's a big one. And we also, most of us have probably heard that pupils dilate when we're interested in someone as well. But to be honest, the pupil dilation thing is almost impossible to actually recognize in person when you're there present for it. So I won't blame ChatGPT for not including it. So it only missed out one thing that I know is important. Otherwise, I'd say that's a 9 out of 10. By the way, guys, it's worth mentioning that just a few months ago, I made a complete guide about how to use ChatGPT to come up with amazing first lines to use on girls on online dating apps like Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge. I'll put a link down in the comments below so you can go ahead and check that out after this video. So how does ChatGPT answer one of the most common problems that every guy has who comes to me? Approach anxiety. I have approach anxiety when I think about talking to women in a bar. How can I overcome it? Number 1. Practice relaxation techniques before approaching someone. Take a few deep breaths to calm your nerves. Deep, slow breaths can help reduce anxiety and improve your confidence. Number 3, prepare conversation starters. Have a few conversation starters or topics in mind to break the ice. Ask open-ended questions to encourage meaningful conversation. Number 6, start with non-romantic intentions. Approach people in non-romantic contexts, like making small talk with strangers in everyday situations. Number 7, practice makes perfect. Number 8, embrace rejection, such an important one I've talked about many times before. Understand that rejection is a normal part of dating and social interactions. Not every interaction will lead to a connection, and that's perfectly fine. Learn from each experience and move on. And number 11 is something that I've talked about in previous videos as well. Set small, achievable goals. Instead of aiming to have long conversations, start with a simple greeting or a compliment. As you gain confidence, you can gradually extend your interactions. Guys, I love this list. This is a 9 out of 10. Let's see what happens if I ask it to drill even deeper down. Will it maintain this level of quality? Could you please say more about point 11 above? What smaller goals could I focus on, perhaps in order of difficulty? So it gave me an order. Number 1, focus on good posture. Number 2, eye contact and smiling. Number 3, compliments. Number 4, small talk. Number 5, ask for directions or recommendations. Number 6, initiate conversations in group settings. Number 7, approach with a simple greeting. Number 8, comment on shared experiences. Number 9, compliment on shared interests. Number 10, ask for opinions or recommendations. Number 11, initiate longer conversations. Number 12, express your interest. Now, this is not a perfect list by any means. I'd give it about a 7 out of 10, but it's pretty damn good. Again, remember, if you don't have a dating coach working with you and you just want a list of steps in order of difficulty, this is not bad. You could do this and you'd still do pretty damn well. So next I decided to really push it. I asked about complicated social nuances around setting boundaries without being forceful, but still being clear about what it is that you want to have changed. How can I tell a date that looking at her phone a lot feels rude to me and I'd like her to stop? I'd like to do it in a way that doesn't break rapport. Addressing the issue of someone looking at their phone excessively during a date is a delicate matter, and it's important to approach it with empathy and respect to maintain rapport. Number 1, choose the right moment. That's fair. Number 2, be gentle and considerate. Begin by expressing your feelings in a non-confrontational manner. Use I statements to focus on your emotions rather than making it sound accusatory. This is fantastic. For example, you could say, I've been really enjoying our time together and I value our connection. When I see you looking at the phone a lot, it makes me feel like our interaction is less special. Number 3, express understanding. So you could say, I know we all have things to attend to, and it's perfectly normal to check our phones. I just wanted to share how I feel because I genuinely enjoy our time together. Number 7 is also pretty cool. Use humor if appropriate. Injecting a bit of humor can help lighten the mood and prevent the conversation from becoming overly serious. You could say something like, I promise I won't tell anyone if you don't check your phone for the next hour. And again here, guys, I am so impressed with this answer. It understood the complicated social nuance about being on a date and having someone look at their phone and you needing to set a boundary without pushing them away or make it feel like you're blaming them. It understood that you need to clearly express what it is that you want and how you feel about it in a way that pulls her in and doesn't push away. Now, I know some guys watching may think, this is too soft. Girls are going to lose respect for you if you do this. But no, I don't think so. If you give this this level of boundary and she still doesn't listen to it, yes, you need to get harder about what's really important to you. But at this point, when you're just on a date and you like her and you hope that she likes you too, this would be perfect advice. It's the kind of thing that exactly that I'd be telling guys to do myself. but there are some areas where ChatGPT began to fall apart, especially when I began to ask it for specific things to say to women in very specific situations. I see two women in a bar. I think one of them is cute. They're both wearing black dresses. The girl I like is blonde, and her friend is a brunette. The girl I like is also wearing red shoes. Her friend is wearing black shoes. What are some opening lines I could use to start talking to the women? Hi there, I couldn't help but notice your red shoes. They really caught my eye. I'm curious, is there a story behind them? You both look stunning in your black dresses. I have a friend who says a black dress is the color of mystery and allure. What do you think? I'm not an expert, but I have heard that blondes and brunettes make a dynamic duo. Do you agree, or is this just a stereotype? Guys, none of these are any good. This is a 3 out of 10. I wouldn't recommend any of these to anyone. I'm not impressed with this list, one little bit. But how do you think ChatGPT would handle questions about more sensitive social situations? How can I tell if a woman might be interested in coming home with me for sex? It said, respect boundaries. Communication is key. Express your intentions. Listen carefully. Set clear boundaries. Offer an out. Create a comfortable environment. As you can see, guys, these answers are pretty weak. They're not wrong per se, but they're just too safe and they're not really of use to any of my clients. So for me, this is a 4 out of 10. I asked ChatGPT a bunch of other questions as well, and I'm going to post a link to the entire thread of conversations that I had with ChatGPT in the comments below so you can see it for yourself. But overall, I'm pretty impressed. ChatGPT gets a solid 7 out of 10 for me. Yes, it does begin to freak out when I ask it things about teasing and banter and sexual topics, but I don't think this is a limitation with the technology. I think this is an artificial limitation that's been placed in there by the software developers in an attempt to be politically correct. So yes, it doesn't look like ChatGPT is going to be stealing my job anytime soon. It gives really amazing answers to a lot of things and it understands a lot of nuance. But the truth is that just watching someone in an interaction, knowing what's actually going on contextually, allows me to make very important decisions about how to help individual clients. But if you don't have a coach and you have some basic questions you need answered right now, like if you're out in a bar or club and you're just trying to understand what the best thing is for you to do in a certain situation, or a woman said something to you that you didn't expect and you weren't sure how to reply, this is a halfway decent dating coach and I'm damn impressed. I highly recommend you guys go and check out my other video that I'll post up here where I show you exactly how to use ChatGPT to create amazing first messages on your online dating profiles. Things like Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge, ones that get real results now. If you guys could give me a thumbs up and mash the subscribe button, that would be absolutely splendiferous. For the rest of you guys, I look forward to seeing you in my future videos.